So, Mayor Bass of Los Angeles is in the news again. First, while getting interviewed by CNN, making a fool of herself, she lies to everyone's face and says, there are no riots in Los Angeles. They are peacefully protesting, while in the background, people are setting fires, throwing rocks, throwing bottles, and acting like practical jackasses. And she couldn't admit it was a riot. Now, she condemns the raid earlier this week of a Ventura County marijuana farm where they were hiring illegal immigrants who were committing labor violations, exploiting minors. Interesting, isn't it? We all know that Mayor Bass and Gavin Newsom decided to try to sue the Trump administration for sending in the National Guard and lost badly. And then had the nerve to complain that they were in a park, scaring off people. Now, it came out that that wasn't true. They were clearing a park because there were people there engaged in criminal activity. They were in possession of hard narcotic drugs. They were there getting stoned, and the National Guard was there to clear the park. So that was another lie by Mayor Bass. Anything to get in the news. Now it turns out that Mayor Bass is handing out free money to illegal immigrants just to stay at home. That's right. She's trying to obstruct ICE officials by telling illegal immigrants to stay at home to try to avoid the ICE raids. What a woman. What an idiot. Wouldn't that be called obstruction of justice? Hindering prosecution? So she claims that this isn't coming from taxpayer money. These so called cash cards are coming from immigration rights organizations. I don't know if I'd believe that since Karen Bass has a history of lying with a straight face. You know, I thought Mayor Bass was delusional. But get a load of this, all right? So she signs an executive order to bolster protocols and support immigrant neighborhoods. As I said before, she's offering cash assistance in response to raids by the Trump administration, targeting targeting those living in the United States illegally. The order is intended to help protect the city's workforce and residents from the federal government during immigration enforcement operations. Blah, blah, blah. Now, let's go take a look at the law here. Now, the mayor's executive order doesn't even matter when it comes to federal law because in the Constitution there's something called the federal supremacy clause, which means state and local laws are mute when it comes to the federal government. The federal law supersedes it. So the so-called executive order by the mayor will have no effect on stopping ICE from doing its job. So, in addition, the mayor thinks she can get records from ICE about the raids. Do you think ICE is actually going to provide records of active investigations? That's an exemption of Freedom of Information Act laws. So this woman is delusional. She might be able to get who was detained, a list of who was detained and for what reason, and perhaps a cost to the taxpayers. But that would probably be limited. Oh, and then they say, oh, there's a need to understand how to protect itself from our federal government. Bass said it on press conference. So in closing, rioters and criminals thought they can get violent to stop ICE from doing its job. Now we have a radical mayor in the city of Los Angeles who thinks she can do anything she can to obstruct the federal government from carrying out federal law. That sounds like a criminal to me. Some of these people in California just amaze me. You know,